Despite the loss to the San Antonio Spurs, the one positive we can take away is the reemergence of Mitchell Robinson, who looked like he's getting back into form, which could change everything. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel. Listen, man, despite that egregious effort the Knicks put out in the first half against the Spurs, we were able to climb our way back, but we just weren't able to get over the hump. Listen, man, can we get a hand up with Sandro Mama Kulish? I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but we made that guy look like he was Michael Jordan. Like, what are we doing, bro? Okay, I get it. The Knicks, they probably didn't come out with the effort that they needed going up against the San Antonio Spurs without Victor Wembanyama. Everybody on the Knicks team, they're human, so they were playing down to their competition. Am I disappointed that they came out the way they came out in the first half? Yes, but am I happy that they came back and they played hard to make it a competitive game? Yes, I'm happy about that. But what I really don't like the Knicks making Mamu Kulishev looking like the second coming of Michael Jordan, ending the game with 34 points, 13 of 14 from the field. He was 100% from the three-point line, 7 of 7, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 19 minutes that he played. And guess what? Most of those points were from the three-point line. And who has the most trouble with the pick and roll defense? Karl Anthony Towns. Oh my God, man. It was just a big disappointment. But focusing back on Mitchell Robinson, this I think was Mitchell Robinson's best game since he's come back into the season. He finished the game with 13 points, 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. 11 rebounds with 1 steal and 2 blocks in the 17 minutes that he played. Now, when Mitchell Robinson came back, the first thing that I said was that it's going to take him some time in order to get back the feel of the game back, the conditioning, the stamina. And I think he's been back for about 2 weeks now, and I think we're starting to see glimpses. We're starting to see glimpses and hints of him just coming back. And when he comes back, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with the two-man big man lineup of Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, there was a moment in the game where it was looking a little scary. It looked like he just re-aggravated that sprained thumb or maybe that bone chip in his finger. It was around the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. He finished the game with 32 points, 11 of 21 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, grabbing 9 rebounds with 2 assists, 1 steal in the 35 minutes that he played. I believe he scored the first 9 points of the game. And as far as the first half was horrendous. The first half was so egregious. But Cat's first half, he ended with 19 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point line. And, of course, we also got to look at his running mate, especially right now with Jalen Brunson being out, Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges ended the game with 14 points, 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point line, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, grabbing 5 rebounds, 7 assists in the 32 minutes that he played. But in the first half, he ended with 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. And I'm not gonna put a lot of the blame on Mikal Bridges because during this period where Jalen Brunson has been out, of course, the Portland Trailblazers game, the buzzer beater game-winning shot. There's been hints and glimpses of Mikal Bridges really being aggressive and creating plays for himself and others. So this loss is really just a bad team loss. I don't really think it's on any one player in particular. It's just a really bad team loss, how everybody came into San Antonio and it was the Spurs without Victor Wembanyama, and they just took it for granted. And the Spurs came out and completely whooped their ass, and they built a lead that was way too steep that the Knicks can climb back from. And that's what happens. That's what we deserve to get that L. I mean, like I said earlier in the video, am I happy that we made it a competitive game? Absolutely. And the one highlight that we could take away from this game, me personally, is Mitchell Robinson. I think Mitchell Robinson, man, I hate to say it, but he's going to be the X factor. I think if we're ranking X factors in the playoffs, I think Mitchell Robinson is number 1. I think the bench productivity is number 2. And then if we dive deeper into the bench productivity, who within the bench is going to make a statement? Who is going to be the one that we're going to be able to point to and depend on to give us some productivity? Is it Deuce? Is it Landry Shamet? Depending on what happens with Mitchell Robinson going to the starting 5, maybe Josh Hart gets moved to the bench. If Josh Hart gets moved to the bench, like I keep saying in all the videos, that's definitely going to help us with the bench depth. But we can't just rely on one person coming off the bench. If that move ends up happening, we can't just rely on Josh Hart to be the only person giving us some productivity off the bench. But Mitchell Robinson, I think he is going to be, I hate to say it because injury prone, all that stuff, I understand that. But when you have a two big man lineup of Cat and Mitchell Robinson, like it puts other teams, it doesn't make things easy. And it's funny because I was literally watching the Detroit Pistons game alongside this game, and the Detroit Pistons won basically at a buzzer beater with Cade Cunningham hitting the 3-pointer in Miami. And I'm just looking at the Detroit Pistons, man. They're young, they're scrappy, they're athletic, they're hungry. They have a nice mix of young talent and veteran leadership. They got Tim Hardaway Jr., they got Malik Beasley. Those are the two veterans. Jalen Duren is an absolute man-child. You got Cade Cunningham, who's arguably a top 10 player in the league right now. He's definitely going to want to make a name for himself in the playoffs. Yeah, OG Anunoby is probably going to have to, him or Mikal are going to have to guard Cade because there's no way that Jalen Brunson is going to be able to guard Cade now with the way that he's playing right now. And it just looks like we're headed down a road where we're just going to see the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs in the first round. I think we're locked in that 3 seed. I don't think we're going to move up. I don't think we're going to move down. Same thing for Detroit. I don't think they're going to move up or move down. I think it's just an inevitable first round matchup, and it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be scrappy, but Mitchell Robinson coming back into the rotation is going to do wonders if by the time when the playoffs start, we have another probably like 2 weeks until the playoffs start. Nah, maybe like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. So if Mitchell Robinson is able to get his stamina up, he's going to be able to help Cat out with Jalen Duren. And in the big man rotation for the Detroit Pistons, you got Jalen Duren. I know Paul Reed is on that team. I think he's the main backup big. Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, obviously. He's just looking for all the smoke. So I'm just saying, man, like Mitchell Robinson, he's definitely going to help us out, specifically in the playoffs in the first round. Like we do need him. We need to alleviate some pressure off of Cat because we can't depend on him to be one of our offensive leaders while being a defensive anchor. So Mitchell Robinson is going to be able to help alleviate one of those problems on the defensive end. Mitchell Robinson is going to have to try and stick, and he's probably going to have to try and hold up Jalen Duren, who, like I said earlier, is an absolute man-child. He's finishing everything around the rim, alley-oops, dunking on people. But he's also active and agile enough that he's able to he has a nice mobility to him, but he's strong as hell. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. But going back to this game, man, something else that I took notice in the first half, transition points. It was 17-5 at a certain point in the first half, which of course was in the Spurs' favor. The second quarter was absolute blasphemy. We only had 17 points in the second quarter. That's an absolute nightmare. But the transition points, that is something that's very interesting because Coach Tibbs, man, like I'm going to keep saying it, he is not the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land. He is not the guy that's going to get us to an NBA Finals or win an NBA Finals. And his philosophy is just pounding the ball. He needs to do a better job of trying to get easier buckets, man. The playoffs, I understand everything slows down, so we're not really going to see that in the playoffs. But like, why haven't you experimented more with the team and the talent that you have on this team? Mikal Bridges pretty much putting him in the corner, and Mikal Bridges not really finding a voice in this offense up until Jalen Brunson rolled his ankle 2.5 weeks ago, which is three quarters way through the season. And like, sometimes, man, I just want to see the Knicks get easy buckets, and we just don't. We don't get easy buckets. Everything is just like, if someone's not hot, if someone's not knocking it down consistently, then it's just like, it's very like gritty. It's very like, oh my God, it's just slow, methodical. Cat bullying his way to the bucket. OG Anunoby bullying his way to the bucket. There's not really a player in mind. Even Jalen Brunson, when Jalen Brunson is healthy, like a lot of his points come off of curls, and then he does his pump fake, and then he does his footwork, and then he tries to draw the foul, and then he gets his points at the free throw line. Like nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. The way that we get our points in the offense. So that's just something I wanted to point out, something that I wanted to keep an eye on for the remaining of the season. But listen, man, this loss, absolutely disappointing. I was very, very upset with the way we came out in the first half. We took the Spurs for granted, and they kicked our butt, and the Knicks dug themselves a hole way too deep to climb out of. But tomorrow we're back at it. I think we're in Charlotte, or we're back home in the Garden playing the Charlotte Hornets. So we're going to be able to make up for it. But that's it for today's video, guys. I want to say thank you so much for checking it out. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the Knicks' effort tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. Let me know if that guy Mama Kuzhevsky, like, is he the second coming of Jordan? Because that's what the Knicks made him look like out to be tonight, basically. Did you think that anybody was going to be able to step out from the pick and roll, pick and pop, and being able to guard him after he hit what, his fourth, fifth 3-pointer in a row? Maybe we should have tried to change our defensive scheme around Mama Shulevsky or whatever his name is. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. But until next time, I'll check you out in the next video. I'm out, baby. Peace.